The name of our project is Azuria, named after the city in our environment. The city is destroyed and abandoned due to the failure of a newfound power source fully integrated throughout the city and within a faulty batch of robots. The radiation leaks from devices and exploded robots that use Azurian energy, causing radiation sickness and poor living conditions. The project is to lead our player through imagery and exploration, slowly revealing the story behind the city through artifacts like posters and sound clips. The lights and sound clips are proximity triggered. Our project focuses on imaginative immersion, reflected by the storytelling of artifacts and sensory immersion through audio and atmosphere. The player's task is to collect energy power-ups throughout the city in order to open Azurian-powered gates. Finding out the citizens have evacuated, the player is then transitioned into a graveyard that is between the city and the final scene. It is also a transition from the death of the old world to a new world full of nature. There is also a basic community of migrated citizens in the valley below. The end scene involves an animation that reveals the player to be an Azurian-powered robot. Having collected power from the city to sustain himself, he is now detrimental to the environment around him, as well as the potential society before him. He then makes the choice to return to the graveyard and deactivate himself so that the world can continue to heal. The concept pays homage to references such as WALL-E, BioShock, and Fallout, but also current events such as the radiation leak in Japan. At the end of the game, we would like the player to consider their technological impact on society, keeping in mind the environmental direction of our real world. Our design iteration began with the narrative behind our city. We initially decided on our settings and researched related articles focused on nuclear power. We changed it to our own made-up power source as we didn't want the nuclear research to overwhelm our narrative. Instead, we wanted to draw subtle references to issues regarding the environment, health, and civilian ignorance. We also added a graveyard scene after playtesting to emphasize the transition between a lifeless city to a life-filled nature scene. Both the barren city landscape and a sunlit world ahead can be seen from the graveyard. The technical aspects of our project involve the use of a city generator, keyframe animation, and alpha blending. There is also an in-game timer for transitions. We used various applications such as Maya, Google SketchUp, Audacity, Photoshop, and Illustrator. Azuria's physical rig consists of a dark tent for isolation from the real-world environment, as well as posters from our project in order to give players a feel of our concept and a sample of the story. We also provide noise-canceling headphones and 3D sound effects within the environment. The project is played out using arrow keys for movement and the mouse for looking around the scene. There is also the usage of mouse buttons alone for movement, depending on the user's preference.